Chapter 29 You Are a Social Creature. I'm not going to lie. It was hard for me to set boundaries as I grew up. I hated disappointing people. Maybe you already knew about boundaries. This book is about everything that I would have wanted to know if I was born yesterday. I didn't know about boundaries. If you never ask and no one takes the time to tell you, it's amazing what can slip through the cracks. It took me 27 years to realize how to set a gas pump to fill my car automatically. No one ever showed me how. I never asked anyone because I felt embarrassed. Every time I went by myself to fill up my car, I didn't spend the time to try and figure it out on my own. I just held the lever down and acted like I really wanted to do it manually. The older I got, the less I wanted to ask for help. One day, I watched my former girlfriend intently as she pumped the gas herself. I finally saw it. There was a lever. I thanked her for teaching me. She laughed at me. Chimps are better competitors than humans. Chimps follow the rules of game theory better than we do. Behavioral economist Colin Kamerer did a TED Talk about it. Are the chimps really acting smarter than us in these situations, or is there something deeper going on? Natural Geographic ran a show that compared child behavior to chimpanzee behavior. Children were shown an opaque box with a hole and two slots at the top with a chamber in the center. The chamber has a treat in it. An adult would show them how to get to the gummy bear. The adult took a small stick, tapped the box a few times, unlocked the first slot, tapped the box a few times, unlocked the second slot, tapped the hole a few times, and opened the chamber to get the treat. All children replicated the steps and received their treat as well. Chimps went through the same process. They went through all the steps and got their treats. Researchers then had the chimps and children go through the process with one key difference. The new box was glass, but it was structurally identical in every other way. You could see right through it. One quick look and you could see that all of the steps to get the treat are completely unnecessary. All you need to do is reach in the front chamber to get the treat. This time around, the chimps just reached in the chamber and got the treat. On the other hand, the children repeated the same process, even though it was apparent that they could just get the treat immediately. What happened here? The chimps really just care about the treat. Why waste time going through unnecessary steps? The children went through all of the steps anyway. They definitely had the intelligence to do what the chimps did, but they were just doing what they were told. In the video, you can tell they enjoy the process too. It was like a silly game to them. They got to play along with the adult and have fun. Why is there such a big difference between chimp and human behavior here? A fantastic tool for learning is mimicry. It probably plays a huge role in how we develop our language skills so early. By imitating everyone around us, we pick up on all of the basic and relevant skills within our culture. I still mimic. If I know someone is distinctly better at me than something, I study what they do and I try to see how I can do it too. Every culture has its own customs and traditions. Customs and traditions get mimicked too. Just like going through all of the unnecessary steps in the box puzzle, certain customs and traditions aren't based in any rational intent. People are just doing what other people are doing. No one may even know why it all started, but it feels good to fit in, so why would we not do it? The innocent desire to fit into the tribe can be a curse unto itself. It can get in the way of setting boundaries. We are open to the tribe's shame when we decide to do something different from the culture's rules. Like I said, I don't like disappointing people, but I learned that setting boundaries was something I valued far more than making sure everyone else wasn't upset. There is the dark side to fitting in. The infamous Milgram experiment showed just how far people are willing to obey the orders of authority figures. If you aren't familiar with the experiment, it involved participants who believed they were giving electrical shocks to people in another room. Even though there was no one really being shocked, a surprising amount of participants gave shocks that were considered lethal on the control panel that they were using. Some participants refused to give lethal shocks and chastised the guy in the lab coat who was telling them what to do. The participants who did give out lethal shocks felt better about it because it was ordered and approved by an authority figure. To quote Jiddu Krishnamurti, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." End quote. How do you know if you are immersed in a healthy society or not? That may not be easy. As Jacques Fresco said, being smart and growing up in Nazi Germany doesn't make you want to be different. It just means that you learn how to be a Nazi faster. Being a social creature has its pros and cons. Having the courage to go against the tide when the cons rear their ugly heads is something for which you will have to prepare. In order to prepare, you must know something very important about yourself right now at this very moment.